As we await for Thor Love and Thunder, why not talk about everything you need to know before watching the film? Going back to when the movie was announced, it's crazy to believe it's been 2 years. It was during Comic-Con 2019 when they announced that Natalie Portman was set to reprise her role, but the announcement was bigger when it was revealed that she's set to become Mighty Thor from the comics. From here, we have been getting a lot of set photos, videos, and details about the movie. And we have been getting more details from the film from promotional material than from Marvel themselves. Here's what we'll be discussing in this video. I gather all the information we have from the film so far and decide to talk about it. Now let's begin with the villain and his sword. Now Thor is going to introduce an iconic villain from the comics. That is Gore the God Butcher, and we also have a lot of information from the character. But here are some of the most important things to know about him. So Gore, also known as the God Butcher, first appeared in Thor God of Thunder issue number 2, and the character is an alien seeking revenge against the gods for not answering his people's prayers. In doing so, he kills several gods. Gore was born on a desolate and barren planet called Gore's homeworld, which was full of volcanoes and storms. This made it hard for them to survive, as they were always in danger from the elements and from each other. Gore is an alien from a planet with no name. He had a wife and 2 sons. Now Gore the God Butcher was introduced to us. As far as we can tell, he's not some elite warrior or an intergalactic conqueror. However, after his wife, due to an earthquake, and his children died of starvation, Gore decides that there's no benevolent higher power in the universe. This revelation sets him on a quest to eradicate gods from across space-time, seeking revenge against the gods. Eventually, this brings him into conflict with Thor. What follows is a cataclysmic battle that spans multiple dimensions and places. Because of this, Thor is in constant peril against one of his most formidable foes, yet a foe with a kind of rage that makes even the Hulk look like he needs anger management classes. Now in the comics, he has a sword, the Necro Sword, which looks a lot like the sword Hela had in Thor Ragnarok. It seems that in the movie he may have another type of sword. In the comics, because of this, is what makes responsible for Thor to be unable to be worthy of the hammer. This is when Nick Fury tells him that he was right, this meaning Gore. There's a whole drama between Nick Fury and Thor. They need gods. Because of this, we can expect that Gore is going to hunt some gods. This comes from a rumor that Zeus is going to be played by Russell, and if this is true, we can expect at the beginning of the film to be Gore going against these gods. One of those new gods is said to be the goddess Bast. Rumored she's going to be played by Akosia Sabat, and she's actually connecting to Moon Knight, and she's her brother, so this is huge. We could expect other gods to show up as well, but time will tell what surprise Marvel has in store. Talking about Zeus, of course, this connect to Hercules.
Oh, he's a little Hercules. Show me muscle again. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
This is a character that we always wanted to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Remember that there's other gods. Imagine a pantheon. We have the Greek mythology gods, Egyptian gods, and Norse mythology gods. We have more, but there are some of the known in the Marvel world. We actually been learning a lot of the Egyptian gods with the series Moon Knight. So after Thor is not worthy of picking the hammer, this goes to Jane Foster, who becomes a mighty Thor. During this time, Thor is fighting Gore, and Jane becomes diagnosed with cancer. When Thor lost the ability to use his hammer, the hammer remained unattended. It eventually sought Jane out, and she ended up taking it to herself. She then gained Thor's powers by using the hammer, and since she had watched Thor to use it before, she learned how to use it herself. There's more story in the comics, but for now it's important to know that in the movie it's going to be changed. She will still get her powers from the hammer, but by going into the new Asgard and the hammer forming together. The reason I think she goes there is to notify Thor that she has cancer, and this is where she goes to see the hammer, where it was destroyed, and she goes crazy flying and everything. This is where we see from the set photos, and because of this she gets Thor's power. Now talking about New Asgard. So after the events of Ragnarok, all the Asgardians decide to go to Earth in search for a new home. It's during this where Infinity War happens, and most Asgardians are lost at the hands of Thanos. Trying to stop Thanos, this was a failed attempt, leaving Thor behind. This brought Thor into a state of depression for 5 years, and Asgardians adjusting to a life on Earth. He got fat, looking like the Big Lebowski.
One side there, Lebowski.
But with a plan in place, Thor helped stop Thanos. At the end of the film, we see Thor going now with the Asgardians of the galaxy, leaving Valkyrie as a new queen, and forming New Asgard. From Spider-Man No Way Home, it seems that there's some turmoil. What is going to be happening there is something that we have to wait. But we can see that New Asgard is now a center of attraction, where there's more business focus, as they have to find a way to support the people of Asgard. These are some of the changes she said in Avengers Endgame.
You know, I'd make a lot of changes around here.
I'm counting on it.
And Craig, who plays with Matt, returning as well. As Melissa as Hela, I cannot wait to see this part. Why will Valkyrie suit up to fight Gore is something again that we will have to wait to see in the film. Now, in the Asgardians of the Galaxy, something that happens at the end of Endgame, Thor goes with the Asgardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy. What mission will they encounter? Well, it seems that during this, Thor will get fit and get a closet outfit from the comic, and this is Thunderstrike. This includes the boots as well as the vest, as well as Star-Lord getting a new look, bringing all the members of the Guardian except Gamora because, well, you know. Now we can expect this to be quick and focus more on a quick journey with the characters. Because of this, we can expect Thor to get a new suit, and this is going to be the Rune King Thor suit. This is amazing suit that brings him the power that he never expected to have. Something that we can see that his Thor will become the god that he's meant to be. Now the armor has been a lot in the promotional material, and we can expect that he will get this at some point in the film. Now the last thing and the last point that I want to go ahead and discuss is that Thor has goats. We will see the introduction of Thor's goats. These are Tang Prisoner and Tang Just. Anyways, in Norse mythology, they are translated into Tear Bearer and Teeth Grinder, and they are Thor's two goats.
Goat. Really? Yes.
They allow Thor to go to any location in the 9 realms. So where will they go? Now, a big focus as well is going to be the relationship of Jane, love with Thor, and that separation, and hopefully that we get to see if there's love and thunder, as there's gonna be a relationship happening in the movie. But as the film overall, we can expect as well a road trip going from the Lego sets, as they will have to go to Gore, and he's gonna be awesome, and he's gonna be played by Christian Bale, and it's something that we can expect to see. Why? Because, well, of course, Christian Bale is an incredible actor, and bringing a new take into a villain that lost his family, that, you know, I think that's going to be an awesome way to represent that. It's going to be really interesting to see how he's going to portray the character. Now, if I forgot anything, leave it in the comments below. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.